Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks is going to be another profitable day for you. Sunday, January 28th, basketball slate. We have a lot of college going on and a small NBA slate, as well as NFL football. We've got the AFC and NFC championship games. We're going through the basketball bets today. Make sure you do check out the Google Sheets at the end of the episode with the link that's docs.google.spreadsheet. You can go back and look at our football plays as well for today, or you can go back to the episode from a couple days ago on all of our football bets. So let's get started with the basketball here. We are a shade late getting on the air, but we did take, hopefully you follow along with the show before, and you know you can access those Google Sheets anytime you need to on there. So we get started. We did take UConn. The total in this game, so 148.5, we took over, and then also over 70 in the first half against Xavier. So UConn over 70 for the first half and over 148.5 for the game. UConn has been dominant at home. It was a pretty big, sizable spread, though, basically 11 points going into today. We should see some scoring, though. A lot of prediction, like the total is 148.5. We're thinking right around 153, 154 points. In this particular one, so a little bit of value there to be found as well. Just hope they get started off early here. We'll get into the next college basketball game. Purdue going to Rutgers. Purdue right around 10.5 point favorite, total around 141.5. Purdue has really kicked it in here the last few weeks. They struggled there for a little bit. Nothing too unusual. Teams go through swoons throughout the season, especially when they hit conference play and they hit 3-4 game stretch of real tough opponents. But Purdue seemed to get it back on track. Mr. Eddie going to win the Wooden Award and lead his team home. So we do have Purdue minus 5.5 first half and minus 10 for the game. Once again, Purdue minus 5.5 first half, minus 10 for the game. Next game up, North Texas at Florida Atlantic. And we just kind of mentioned Florida Atlantic kind of in one of these swoons. They're a good basketball team, but they're in a tough stretch of their schedule. They're back at home today. But North Texas has played really tough here as of late. We expect North Texas to kind of keep this game close and keep FAU. Now, FAU may pull away late, but I think early we definitely got a good chance here. That's why we're going to play a little bit more in the first half. So North Texas plus 4.5 first half and plus 9.5 for the game. One more time, North Texas plus 4.5 first half plus 9.5 for the game. Then we'll get into a little bit later games today. Let's see. We got Wichita State, SMU. 1 o'clock out here in Phoenix, so 3 o'clock Eastern time. Wichita State, a 5.5 point home dog. SMU's been playing really well, and Wichita State has just not played well whatsoever, defensively or offensively. They have a hard time kind of putting the ball in the hoop. SMU doesn't necessarily struggle on that end, so we do like SMU, even though on the road today. We like SMU minus 2.5 first half, minus 5.5 for the game. One more time, SMU minus 2.5 first half, minus 5.5 for the game. Next game up that we're on is going to be Memphis UAB, 3 o'clock out here in Phoenix, so 5 o'clock Eastern time. Line has went from like 4.5, 5.5. Don't let the 19th ranked Memphis Tigers fool you. They are not good on the road, and we expect kind of the same today. We don't expect to cover for them. We are going to take UAB. UAB plus 2 first half, plus 4.5 for the game. So one more time. UAB plus 2 first half, plus 4.5 for the game. And then we'll get to the last game on the college slate at the Pit, New Mexico, Nevada. Nevada's played really well at home, kind of struggled a little bit on the road. New Mexico, I don't know how they're only ranked 25th. If you ask me, this is a top 15 team, and they've been playing like it as late. They are almost impossible to beat at the Pit at home, and they've been playing well on the road as well. They've really kind of come together here on this one, and they can fill it up as well. Nevada does tend to struggle maybe scoring a little bit on the road. Therefore, we love New Mexico today. It's our favorite play on the college board. So New Mexico minus 4.5 first half, minus 8 for the game. New Mexico minus 4.5 first half, minus 8 for the game. We'll get into the NBA slate. We got a total of 5 games going on. So first game up, Thunder at the Pistons. Welcome back, Cade Cunningham. He's finally back. For the Pistons. The Thunder coming off of trouncing in New Orleans of the Pelicans. We're hoping this is not a letdown spot for the Thunder. This smells like a letdown spot, but we're still going to ride behind them at 12.5. It's not 15.5, 16.5. Otherwise, we'd probably stay away from it. But we do like the Thunder today. They've really come out to kind of prove something. Chet Holmgren finally got some points in the last matchup, got up to 20. He's been kind of struggling from the point side of things here as of late. I don't think he's going to struggle today against the Pistons. SGA, his point total is around 32.5, where it should be. The problem is he going to play the fourth quarter? We don't think so, so we're going to kind of stay away from maybe the SGA points. He might get there in the first three quarters, but we just have a feeling that they're going to be sitting in the fourth on this one. So we're going to take the Thunder -4 first quarter, -7.5 first half, -12.5 for the game. Chet Holmgren over 16.5 points. We hope he gets them early. Cade Cunningham over 20.5 points. Chet Holmgren over 1.5 threes. Cade Cunningham over 1.5 threes. Alec Burks over 2.5 threes for the Pistons. Chet Holmgren over 26.5 par. Cade Cunningham over 31.5 par. SGA for 3+ steals. Plus 185 on FanDuel, folks. Good money on that one there. SGA's had a little bit of a run where he's gotten some steals. He's pretty consistently 1, 1, 1, and then he'll pop off for these 3 to 5 games, which gets his average up well above 2. Chet Holmgren over 2.5 blocks. We're also going to sprinkle a little bit of money on Chet Holmgren 5+ blocks. As the Pistons do one thing, that's drive the ball to the hoop a lot, especially Jaden Ivey. They do get a lot of their shots blocked. We expect Holmgren to have a big day in the middle, trying to defend the rim on that one. So once again in this Thunder-Pistons matchup, Thunder -4 first quarter, -7.5 first half, -12.5 for the game. Holmgren over 16.5 points. Cade Cunningham over 20.5 points. Holmgren over 1.5 threes. Cade Cunningham over 1.5 threes. Alec Burks over 2.5 threes. Holmgren over 26.5 par. Cunningham over 31.5 par. SGA 3+ steals. Holmgren over 2.5 blocks. Holmgren a little bit of money, like I said, sprinkle a little on 5+ blocks. It was plus 650 on FanDuel on that one. Next game up in the NBA slate, Grizzlies at the Pacers. Grizzlies getting 9 at the Pacers. Halliburton still out. Jaren Jackson, the point total on Jaren Jackson, folks, is 30.5. I haven't seen him really above 26, 27 at max, but all of a sudden it got bumped up to 30. I'll be really honest here. The Grizzlies have played pretty gritty, and they've slowed a lot of teams down. I don't know if you can slow the Pacers down. If you can, they're going to cover that 9, but we're going to stay away from the total on the side on this one. But we do have some player props, and they revolve around Siakam, getting a little bit more comfortable in that Pacers uniform. So Siakam over 22.5 points, over 1.5 threes, over 34.5 par. Jaren Jackson under 1.5 blocks, over 3.5 turnovers. If he's playing at a frenetic pace, he tends to turn the ball over. And the Pacers they take a lot of quick outside shots, so don't see a lot of block opportunities, so under 1.5 blocks. So one more time in this Grizzlies-Pacers matchup, we've got Siakam over 22.5 points, over 1.5 threes. That was big plus money, by the way. Over 34.5 par. And then Jaren Jackson under 1.5 blocks and over 3.5 turnovers. Next game up, the Suns at the Magic. The Suns absolutely gave away a game in their last matchup at the Pacers. Booker had 62 to go for naught. Bradley Beal and Jusuf Nurkic both got hurt in that game. It sounds like Beal might play. They were both game-time decisions. We'll find out later today. The Suns a 1.5-point favorite, 227.5 total. The Magic have been struggling to score. Franz Wagner's been back now like 3 games. He seems like he's getting his little footing. He got 18 in the last game on that one. Banchero went a little bit crazy. Wagner's back, so not all the attention's on Banchero. He seems to thrive a little bit more in that market. We're going to stay away from the side and the total. We are going to play some player props in this one, though, on that. So Franz Wagner over 19.5 points and over 28.5 par. Banchero over 23.5 points, over 35.5 par, and over 2.5 turnovers. And then Booker over 2.5 turnovers. We're going back to that one as well, as the Magic are great in passing lanes. So one more time in that one. Wagner over 19.5 points, over 28.5 par. Banchero over 23.5 points, over 35.5 par, and then over 2.5 turnovers. And then Booker as well is over 2.5 turnovers. One of our favorite games of the day, Raptors at the Hawks. Raptors catching 6.5. 7. We will take this all day and twice on Sunday. The Hawks are the worst cover team in the NBA for a reason. We love the Raptors. The Raptors have done a lot of stuff here to kind of discombobulate the squad and break it down. They're obviously building around Scotty Barnes on this one. Adding RJ Barrett kind of gives them another offensive weapon, but they lost a defensive weapon in Anunoby. But RJ can put up more points than Anunoby did, no question about it on that one. But we do like Scotty Barnes, and we do like the Raptors today. Raptors plus 2.5 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, plus 6.5 for the game. Scotty Barnes over 23.5 points, over 1.5 threes, and over 37.5 par. RJ Barrett over 23.5 points as well. DeJounte Murray, though, ever since Trae Young's been back, scoring's been down, so under 22.5 points, under 2.5 threes, and over 2.5 turnovers. So one more time in this Raptors-Hawks matchup. Raptors plus 2.5 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, plus 6.5 for the game. Scotty Barnes over 23.5 points, over 1.5 threes, over 37.5 par. DeJounte Murray under 22.5 points, under 2.5 threes, over 2.5 turnovers, and RJ Barrett over 23.5 points as well. Last game up of the day, Blazers, Bulls. Bulls 6.5, 7-point favorite, depending on what book you're at, 219.5 total. We don't know a lot about what the Blazers are going to have offensively here, so there's not going to be any player props that we've got on yet. Make sure you do check out the Google Sheets, which we mentioned. But we do love the Blazers today. Blazers plus 2 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, plus 7 for the game. This is a game where normally a lot of opposing players might sit or play limited minutes. But the Blazers actually do cover pretty well at home. It's on the road where they absolutely just suck an egg. But we do like the Blazers at home. They're normally getting enough points to make the cover. Whether they outright win or not, it's another story. But they seem to get enough points to cover, and they seem to do pretty well first quarter, first half, which if you follow our show, if we win first quarter and first half, the game makes it a sweep, or we're okay going 2-1 in the game part of it as well. So make sure you do check out the Google Sheets, though. At the end of every show that we do, in the comment section, there'll be a link there. It's docs.google.spreadsheet. It's a link to a ledger of all of our bets, what juice we got those at, how many units we placed, and then what book we placed those at. So do make sure you check that out. We've been on a great run in basketball. Yesterday was, if you take the Celtics game out, we had a fantastic day. The Celtics once again quit. Thank you very little for that. When people are wagering lots of money on you as a team, I know you don't give a shit about the fans, but could you actually try to care? Sick and tired of teams getting down 20 in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden they need to go sit everybody. Because God forbid they have a rest game, because that goes against the 65 games that they need for all NBA or MVP. So what they do is, we're down 20 at the half, we'll just sit everybody. They had a horrible shooting first half. We couldn't come try out the second half, see if we could get that turned around. I mean, I don't get it. The Celtics are famous for this. This year, they either blow you out or they get blown out. They don't play a lot of close games, and when they do, they get beat. Just ask them. The Nuggets beat them at home. So a team that was 20-0 at home is now 0-2 in their last 2 at home. So you figure out the Celtics. Please let me know. Drop us a line in the comment section. Let me know you have them figured out. I'd greatly appreciate how to figure out how the hell to bet them on a nightly basis sometimes. So feel free to drop that in the comment section. We'd appreciate it. So we mentioned the Google Sheets, and as always, if you could subscribe and turn notifications on for the YouTube channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. It makes life really simple to find us. Once you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on for YouTube, you get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped some new bets. That'll give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets and give you a ton of confidence you need heading to that betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.